This is an all-points bulletin for a male carrying a large box of video games on a bicycle. What's the box? The suspect is considered highly adept at getting great deals at garage sales.
It's a mystery.
The epic Sunday morning deal will finally be covered on the results.
Boss. It's a time capsule. It's for every one of us. Has things for every one of us. It seems I'm smiling with every game, every console, every profits in my stash.
Ladies and gentlemen, the results incoming. What is he going to show us this time? A holy grail? No chance. Avoid the shitty intro. Abandoned sheep.
Boss.
The results. Are we good? Are we good here? There we go. Oh, refrigerator. Whoa. It's a little sip to get us going. Great time to film results. You know, I come back after being away for months, and I've got a dry throat and a stuffed up nose. Although, I don't really know how that works, you know, like, you have phlegm, but your throat's still kind of dry. Oh yeah, and then there's these guys outside, they're putting on a new roof, so you might hear some banging and noises from that. I can get rid of the refrigerator, but I can't get rid of those guys. And, you know, they've got this, like, I don't know how they do it, but they've got this machine. There's this tar machine that's spewing out like the most noxious fumes in the world. So there's that. You know, it's great to know that even though I can't smell it, it's probably gonna give me cancer in 20 years. You know, fingers crossed. Today's recommendation is The Funny Nerd, and he has more of a vlog kind of channels, video. I can't get words out, but he can. He's always very well expressed in his opinion. Probably should film these earlier. He has pickups where he discusses the games he plays, gives small little reviews. Though he doesn't really play the kind of games that I like, he does like Zelda, and he's very smart. Like I said, always very well expressed in his opinion. So if you leave a comment on his video or he leaves a comment on your video, they're always you can always start up a really good discussion with the guy. So be sure to check out his videos, The Funny Nerd. Yeah, it's actually a great time to film the result because my upstairs neighbors just left. And I don't know about you, but I feel like when you come home, it's supposed to be like your sanctuary, like you can do anything you want without a care in the world, you know, but I still have to wait for my upstairs neighbors to leave so I can speak to you guys at a reasonable volume or ooh, maybe an elevated volume. It's like I'm a teenager again, waiting for my parents to leave so I can jerk off. Alright. Maybe, you know, girls, if there are any girls in the audience, but probably aren't any girls. But hey, you know, adolescent guys, if they had all the privacy in the world, they'd be off in some corner like an ape, jerking off 24/7. I picked up this box of video games from a garage sale, and I didn't even really look through it. You know, I had barely the time to look through it. But I put it aside, and for months I've been filming other things occasionally, but I've been pretty lazy at doing the results. And I don't know, maybe I need to switch up the format. Let's get along with the show, come on. But either way, it's like a time capsule to me right now, okay? I think I'm going to name this one Time Capsule. Originally it was like a big freaking box of video games or something. Whatever. But yeah, this thing's like a time capsule to me, because I really have no idea what's inside of it. Neither do you. We're going to find out together.
So I'm at Toys R Us, and this is a huge Turtles figure. I'm not a small guy, you know? But for comparison, check this out. There's a huge Mario one up here. It's probably around, I don't know, 2.5 feet tall. That thing must be like 4 foot high. Pretty ridiculous, huh?
Exposition. Saturday, I'm going to this garage sale. First garage sale of the day. I'm going to it, and probably like 8:30, and they were supposed to be, supposed to be set up at 8:30, and no one shows up. I wait for around 15 minutes. I gotta get out of there. I gotta take it to the next sale. So anyways, I go about my business the whole day. I come back to Goodwill store, which I always end my day with going to this Goodwill store. And as I'm getting out of this Goodwill store, I see this lady putting up a sign that says, garage sale, the same garage sale I was at basically. And it was going to be, they're going to hold it tomorrow and Monday. Who has garage sales on Monday?
Apparently it's some sort of storage bin. As I knock over something. Minions.
But yeah, I go up to them. And this is a good tip. If you see someone putting up a garage sale sign, you stop. It doesn't matter if you are on your way to someone. You stop because you could potentially eliminate going way out of your way to this other garage sale if you stop and ask them, hey, I'm interested in garage sales. Are you going to be selling any video game stuff? It doesn't even have to be the day of the garage sale, If you see them putting up on Thursday or Friday, just stop them, ask them a question.
Here we are by the scanner, and let's engage our curiosity. $110. That is some Christmas gift.
And then she's like, oh, it's you! And I'm like, frozen, because sometimes I leave garage sales and I feel like I'm a bandit, like I'm a thief, I feel like how could they give me these prices? They're gonna find out later on that these things are worth a lot more than what I paid. So I'm frozen. She's like, oh yeah, it's you. And so I'm like, oh shit, who is this lady? I don't know her. And so she starts talking about she's gonna have that I met her before by some school, and so she's gonna have this garage sale tomorrow, and she said you were interested in video games. I'll put all these video games aside for you. Just come by. And I was like, okay. So next day, I'm bright and early, show up. Guess what? No one is out there, and I'm waiting for 20-30 minutes. Okay, and I'm like. I probably wasn't 30 minutes, but maybe, let's say 15-20 minutes. I'm about to leave, and then she pokes her head out of the window hey, I'll be down in a moment, And I'm going to splice in some video here probably, but when she comes out, she starts going through this crawl space below her condominium, or I don't know what it's like a 2-floor, I don't know, it's weird. So she starts pulling out, the first thing she pulls out is 4 NESs, and I think 1 or 2 Sega Saturns. There were some NES games in there, so I'm like, okay, we're off to a good start here. Who knows what else is in this crawl space? So she's pulling out things that I don't care about. I think there was a small TV, blankets, whatever.
All those, and then in the house I got 2.
She's being kind of slow, and there was a point where I felt like I could jump in and help her out, maybe speed up the process.
I could help you, get out your stuff, maybe make it easy.
Oh, yeah.
And I start emptying out her crawl space, basically. And then other people start to arrive, and I can hear her talking about how, I think she said there were also more video games inside their apartment. But anyways, people start showing up, and she's about to take them inside her house. She basically said I'll take you inside, and just if you want anything, just come up to me and give me an offer or whatever.
Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff. Household TVs, furniture. You can go in, whatever you see, the microwave, whatever, all that stuff has to go. Just walk around. My kids are sleep on the floor, but don't worry about them.
I feel like, you know, the whole time she's getting out of Dodge, you know. I feel like it's very urgent for her to leave this place for some reason. So at that moment, I'm like, I gotta get inside because I don't know what this other guy wants. If he sees like video games, maybe he's gonna pick up the video games. So I pop out of there and I follow her inside with the other guy. And I'm going up the stairs with these people, and she points out to the side like, "Hey, you know, your video games under there."
You look right behind you on the floor.
Oh, I can. Yeah. I can see. Thanks.
I'm like, what is she talking about? Because I can't. It's dark. There's like no lights on, and I see this plastic bin, and from the corner of it, I see one of those N64 like transfer packs, you know, for like Pokemon Stadium. And so I pull out this bin, and I can't really see there because, like I said, there's no light. And I take it down the stairs, and I start like looking through it a bit. And I see like a PS1. I didn't want, so I took out the PS1. There's some knitting stuff. Anyways, you know, she said like, oh, you know, there was a Genesis in there, and her son wanted to keep some Sega, the Sega stuff, she said. So I pulled out the Sega Genesis, some games, I brought it back upstairs, plopped it on the table.
They're the controllers for it. You forgot. But I'll just put them by you. Or where do you go?
Oh, you in the back. Just throw them on the table.
Sure, yeah. I didn't want him to like not have to.
Let's close the lid right after that because people were showing up, so I didn't want to be like seen going through this bin. You know, I didn't want somebody to outbid me. So at that moment, I had set aside like a Sega Saturn before. I grabbed the Sega Saturn, put it in the bin with this other stuff. I brought it to her and I said, "How much do you want for this?" You know what? Here's the clip of that because it's a magic moment.
You know how much you'd want for it?
For what, Lena?
For all this stuff here.
Oh, for all of it?
Yeah. There's like.
Oh, the Sega? Did you?
No, not the one he took was he brought back upstairs.
Oh,
this is the other one.
Okay. Is there any games for his?
I couldn't find it, and I couldn't find any more for this or the other Nintendo stuff. So.
Okay. What do you think? $20 for all of it? 15?
I'll pay 20.
Okay.
I'm often curious about where people come up with these numbers. I know it's sometimes based on the size of the object or how many things you have in your hands, and I mean, I had a bin here, and it's good to have like a bin or a box because it kind of obscures how much you have, and usually you're not going to go through it piecemeal. So yeah, $15-20, that's not a lot of money, and I mean, it doesn't even really get you into the movies, and maybe a 3D movie, but you know, it's not a lot of money. So I'm just thinking, like, what's the motivation here? Are they trying to get the heck out of Dodge, and maybe just they don't want to donate everything to a thrift store, and maybe just try to get at least some money, like, for this dead weight? And I don't know. These are the kinds of questions that filter through my mind during the day.
Check these guys out. Got a Dilophosaurus, Rex. I like how they use the cables to look like cages. Mosasaurus. Does that create a mess? No raptors though. Maybe on the back? Come on, whatever happened to putting all the guys in the series on the back? God damn it.
This is a big box. A big fucking box of video games. And I think we should be able to pile it up here. Guess maybe until it falls onto the floor, but here we go. You're not going to be able to see this because I'm probably going to do some fancy editing here. I can see it, and I want to be surprised like you guys. I mean, there's a few things I can see here, but alright. So now, I mean, I'm going to kind of still see this. You got to roll up your sleeves because, I don't know, some of this stuff, it looks like it's been it was like really really nasty down that crawl space. I mean, when I get out that Nintendo, I remember But you know, your Saturn doesn't get this way from sitting in your entertainment center. This is like caked on rat shit and urine, and I'm probably just gonna have to sanitize this whole table afterwards. It's just really nasty shit here, and it's just about to get shittier.
Got some plush here. No rafters in there. Everything has teeth.
Oh yeah! Totally forgot about these guys. Pac-Mania and Super Mario 3. It's a tension card. Yeah, I picked up those. She had like the 4 or 5 NESs in the crawl space, and I think those were 2 games. We got Smash Brothers. Not in the, looks like someone's like smoking on here. It's like cigarette burns. Now my water's over there. We got looks like a guitar cable. Ubisoft. I don't know. I guess it's for some singing game. Yoshi's Island. Do you remember the commercial for this game? Like, I didn't have a Super Nintendo at the time, but it was like the most disgusting commercial at the time I had ever seen. It was like this really, I mean, like, I think this guy was real. I don't know if they used any prosthetics, but it was just like this huge fat dude, and they just kept stuffing him up with like donuts and cookies and cakes or whatever, and eventually just like exploded his guts onto the screen. And that, I mean, like, people, they talk about the Earthbound scratch and sniff stickers. I don't remember any of that, but I remember this commercial. Maybe I'll put it in somewhere here, but it just was disgusting. Especially for like a Yoshi game where the guys, I mean, Yoshi's like a cute dinosaur.
Wow, there's a Grimlock if I ever saw one. There's a lot of neat stuff here. Future collectible right there. Alternate colors. Yeah, neat stuff at the toy stores. What are these? Now that's cool. Do they transform too? That is cool. Ratchet. Now if they have a Grimlock, I'm in. What the heck? That's not Optimus. That looks like shit.
Knife Edge Nose Gunner by Kemco. I'm trying to think of another game by Kemco, but I'm thinking of like Jaleco or Jaleco. I know they made the Jaleco made the baseball games, like Bases Loaded, and Kemco made, I think they made like the Crazy Castle games. Super Nintendo controller. Fascinating. I don't know if I'm gonna pull out all the cables in here. Maybe the controllers I'll pull out. A nice stick on this one. WWF No Mercy. Kirby 64. It's a really nice Kirby game. It's just a little, the graphics are kind of stiff to me. I mean, I love being able to combine powers, but we're moving on. We got stuff to do. Paper Mario, Banjo-Tooie. Alright, here's one of the games I don't see too often. I know there's another one in there, but I'm already getting this shit on my hand here. Disgusting. Resident Evil 2. I don't see this one too often. I don't know how rare it is, but yeah, either way, Resident Evil 2. Got... Maybe I should just stick my hand here and grab stuff. Mario Kart 64, that's probably a bad idea. I don't want to get my hands covered in rat shit. Rampage. I'm already going to get my hands covered in rat shit. What am I talking about? Rampage, rented this game, the N64 version, World Tour. Unless, yeah, that is the first one. Killer Garbage, Instinct, Wipeout 64. Just somebody destroyed these. There's like really nasty cigarette burns on these. Jet Force Gemini. You don't need to see these up close. You know what they look like. I don't need to like zoom in on any of these. Nothing. Maybe if we pull out like a Holy Grail title. GoldenEye was in there. It would probably look like disgusting rat shit. Rayman 2. Street Fighter 2 non-super version. NFL Blitz non-special version. Madden. Do I need the year? 2000. Perfect Dark. Ocarina of Time. There you go. Love that game. It's alright. What am I talking about? It's a great game. It brought the Zelda series into 3D. Mario All-Stars. Got another N64 with the Rumble Pack. Nice stick on this one too. Shit. Alright, so I was pretty sure I got all the Sega stuff out of here because like she said he wanted to keep the Sega Genesis. So she thought either way it was cleared up that he wanted the Sega Genesis and not the Saturn. So I got the Saturn. I took out all the Sega stuff really quickly, like the controllers, the system, power cable. There were like 3 games. Like there was a Sonic game, a basketball game, probably like NBA Jam, and something else, but I can't remember. But I guess I missed Road Rash 3. So there you go. We got. This is probably Majora's Mask because we got Ocarina of Time here, but there's no label on it, so that kind of makes me think like because it's remember it's the hologram sticker, so maybe somebody ripped that off. At least if it was the collector's edition. Got an N64. Maybe not. I don't know because they have Perfect Dark. They might have Majora's Mask, and I was thinking like if they had that, then there would be the expansion pack, but it's just a regular one. So maybe that's like I don't know what. I guess they might have a regular and a collector's edition. But then they tore off the sticker. We got a DSi charger. Mario Party 3. So far this is an N64 household. And another controller I forgot to give them. Sega Genesis controller. I better pull out a Saturn controller, because I now have more than enough Saturns. I could build a throne, like a Saturn throne. I thought I was building a PS2 throne because there was a period where I was getting like a lot of PS2s, and I considered building like a chair out of PS2s because they're pretty cube-like, rectangular. But yeah, I could pretty much build a small stool right now out of Saturns. I want to get rid of them. I just don't have the controllers. Got a S controller for the Xbox One. Shit over there. We got VTech. He probably can't play his games. I haven't seen these people in months, so nobody stopped me while I was running down the street or something like that, but I don't know. He can't play his Genesis without this. We got power cords. I thought I wasn't going to take out the cables, but I guess I am. Cord. The proprietary Super Nintendo cable. got a transfer pack for the Pokemon Stadium. And a third-party controller, but it has like the cane-coded buttons on here, so maybe I can exchange mine. You know, put the Super Famicom buttons on there. Actually, this is an Interact pad, so I had a recent experience buying like some third-party cables from like a new video cable made for Saturn, but they wired the audio, like they just had mono sound, so they only used one of the channels and then wire them to both plugs. And I'm thinking like, but you know, back when these things were, you know, Interact and Pelican and Mad Cats, when everyone was around and all those companies were around, you always thought of like these companies as being subpar, less than first parties quality, you know, stuff. Maybe Monster Cave you thought was a little bit higher quality when they came around, like PS2 or GameCube, but yeah, nowadays, like I bought another cable for the Dreamcast a while ago. It was, I guess, new old stock from Performance. Thing works like a charm. So, you know, it's kind of funny thinking back now that I think like Interact is a better brand than some of the third-party crap that you'll get now, all this aftermarket junk for the, you know, retro consoles. So maybe it's actually a decent controller. Have you ever used any like the old like retro duo pads? I mean, those things are garbage. Pokemon Stadium. Got a Super Nintendo here.
See, this is how you advertise. Now I know what to look for. Except I'm not getting it.
This is disgusting. I don't know. Touch this again. I mean, I don't even need to. You can see this. This is disgusting. I'm not refocusing the camera. I'm not even going to touch the camera until I clean my hands. But it is disgusting. I mean, it's got all the pieces. There's the, you know, that expansion port cover. So, $5. Why not? Oh, and here's the other game. I mean, I don't see StarCraft 64 that often, but yeah, it was like I knew I had seen like this one and the Resident Evil game, and I don't come across those too often, but well, I mean, there's a couple cables in here, but they're just cables. I'm not going to bring it anymore. PlayStation 2 memory card, official. These things were hard to get. When you got a PS2, like for the first month or two, you could not get a PS2 memory card. So yeah, there's nothing that's really a holy grail in there, unfortunately. But you know, who could complain paying $20, $25 with the NES here? Who could complain about that price? Okay. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you gotta get your hands a little dirty, or you have to, you know, go a little crazy at these sales, or just like, you know, you think you see something, you're not sure if you're, I mean, like maybe not for most people, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to get it home. I don't know if most people like look at a giant bin of video games and they're like, I don't know if I can fit that, but you know, if you want something, you do everything to get it, okay? And yeah, you know, you just don't want anybody to really come in your way, or like I was thinking, like when I closed the bin, I didn't want anybody to outbid me. So, but yeah, that's the results. So it's out there. Now go get it.
Box of Boss. It's a mystery.
The epic Sunday morning deal will finally be covered on the results.
Boss. It's a time capsule. It's for every one of us. Has things for every one of us. Every team sounds mighty, every game, every console, every pro, it's a mighty stash.
Ladies and gentlemen, the results incoming.
What is he going to show us this time? A holy grail? No chance. Avoid the shitty intro. Abandoned sheep.
Boss.
The results.
Boss. You made our day.
It's just a buzz with the forecasting balls. It's nothing but a buzz with much potential. Who knows it at its heart? You will find it.
I love the results, but we only have a half hour to cover the fines.
Boss.